Hey, this is Scott Azar, and it's time for just a tech tip. Your tech tip of the day has to do with Infinite Campus, and it is just how to set up a gradebook. So, a bonus tip is this right here, this Enable Classroom Navigation. If it is still an option, you have to decide whether you like it on or off. I am going to leave it on because I have a feeling that will be the default and you won't be able to change it. However, I do find it off to be a little bit easier. I don't find this to be very user-friendly. So just to show you what it looks like, and it's off, you'll see you have a lot more options here. And to set up your gradebook options, you just go to Gradebook. In the new version, you have to click the individual class and then go to grade. So it's a little bit of extra clicking, and you'll see everything right here. So what you're going to do is go to settings. In both the examples, you'll end up here. You go to settings. One of the things you want to check out is your categories. So you can add your categories, and for example, if you want to do assessments here, you can click what classes you want for that. Let me just do like tests because assessments. Okay, so here, you can see here now, I have 3 classes that are going to make tests 40% of the overall grade. That's what this means. So you see I have that checked off. Okay, I have it set to points. For example, homework, right? So you set all that up, and then as you put things into your gradebook, you would assign them as a category, which will be in a different video. Once you have all of those established, you're going to go to Grade Calculation Options, and you should have everything here as in progress and numeric, except for this bottom. But I believe that the final grade is out of your control as far as being able to manipulate it. I don't think you can change that. But if you can, don't touch it. Or at least make sure it's set to in progress, numeric, and I think this is composite. Yep. Okay. Once all of that is set up, really there's 2 things that you want to make sure are clicked. One, weighted categories. If you're choosing to say, my tests are 40%, my quizzes are 20%, my labs, or if you have labs, and so on. These are the percentages of each. That's one thing. The second thing that also might be interesting is the use scores percent value. So what that does is it makes every assignment in that category worth the same amount. So what does that mean? So when it's not checked, usually mine is checked. I don't know if it was unchecked after the school year, but I usually keep mine checked. So unchecked means if I have 10 assignments and they're worth different amounts of points. So maybe this homework is only worth 1 point because it was a quick check. Maybe there was one that I checked for accuracy and that one's 10 points. And you have a bunch of different assignments. So what would end up happening is you're going to end up totaling all of the points possible, and it's going to divide how many points earned versus how many points you could have earned, and it's going to come out with a 1% as a whole at the end. If you click use the scores percent value, what that's going to do is, let's say you have 10 assignments and they're all different points. Let's just say you have one assignment that's out of 10 points and someone earns a 5 out of 10, which is a 50. Okay? That assignment is going to have or be assigned 50%, not 10 points. If you have another assignment that's 20 points and they earn 10 points, that's also a 50. And so it's going to say that your 5 out of 10 50 is worth the same on your average as the 10 out of 20 50. Okay? So what that does is it makes all of the assignments, no matter how many points they're out of, equal in what their value is to your grade. So if you have 10 total assignments, instead of adding up points, when you don't have that checked, you're checking for completion, maybe your 1 point thing, which you value as much as the doing for completion. That's only going to count for 1 point total. So it's not going to be worth very much on their grade. But if you click use scores assignment, the fact that they did their homework for completion is going to be the same percentage as something that is worth, 10 points. Now, you can manipulate that later. Let's say you really like the idea that every homework assignment is worth the same rather. That doesn't mean you can't say one is worth more than another. There's just a different way to do it. But using a score's percent value just says all of my homeworks are as important as all of the rest. So I hope that explains it. And that's how basically you want to set up your gradebook. There are some other options here, like display the sparkline graph. You can color your pass-fails. And so there are definitely some good other things to explore. So hope that helps.